Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. So today's question from Ryoku Sanchez. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. But can vegans work in restaurants and serve animal products? And the answer is very complicated because we have to get into the definition of what veganism really means and what it actually entails, basically. Okay, so there's different definitions of veganism floating around the internet. But ultimately, veganism is a way of living that seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of animal products. So, may it be dairy products, eggs, honey, flesh of animals, the meat, the anything that basically uses animals. Okay, kills animals. So, even if we're not partaking in the consumption of animal products ourselves, serving animal products or preparing meals for people that are animal based are or goes against this definition, because it's basically to refrain from using as much as possible and practicable all forms of animal exploitation. Any animal exploitation. So if we're creating preparing or serving foods of animal origin, then we're participating in that. We're the person in the middle that's participating in that. So we absolutely cannot be vegan if we are serving or preparing or anything to do with animal agriculture. Okay? Now, I understand that there are certain things that we can't avoid. Like if we drive in a car or we buy certain products that have animal ingredients in them, like building products, or we're walking on the street and we step on an ant or a worm mistakenly. So these are unavoidable. So the avoidable harm, so we can avoid working in these places. Okay? But I understand where people are coming from. They say vegans can do anything they want as long as they don't exploit animals directly. But we're exploiting animals indirectly by doing this, by working in industries that serve animal products. Okay? So even if it's a vegetarian restaurant, we're still exploiting animals by working there in some way. If it's preparing the meal, or if it's serving the meals, we're serving animal products, and we're saying, okay, it's fine for you to continue eating animals. So I'm just going to basically serve or prepare the meals for you, for the clients, for the customers. And even though, again, directly we're not harming animals, we're harming indirectly by providing the foods for people. Okay? So this is definitely not a vegan thing here. And any kind of any animal use is animal exploitation to some degree. Again, this is indirect or direct animal participation, and also if it's avoidable. So we have to avoid all animal products. Now, if we have a chocolate bar and we didn't buy it, are we still, or if we dumpster dive and we find some foods that are non-vegan, should we eat those foods? It's also what people ask me. Well, Michael, I'm not harming, I'm not supplying I'm not buying these products. So is it okay for me to eat non-vegan bread or non-vegan cookies with some, eggs in it or whatever? And the problem is we're still consuming those foods, even if we did not. It's like, for example, would we go and eat a hamburger if if somebody gave it to us for free? Of course not, because we know that there's tons of violence, and the energy in that food gets transferred into us. So really, we're not vegans by doing this. Now, some people say, well, we make exception for bread and we make exception for certain foods, And the whole idea is we have to try and be as vegan as we can by not indirectly or directly supporting these industries. Now, the problem is in our society, especially in cities and large towns, we eat just way too much, and we need to realize that maybe if we don't have enough food, we should find a way to get food. I mean, there's so many ways, free ways we can get food, from dumpster diving, people providing food to us, vegan food. I mean, there's vegan food like everywhere. I mean, ask for rice or ask for, vegetables or something, something that, and of course, there may be times when these foods are cooked in animal broth of some sort, beef broth or chicken broth, or in margarine that has whey in it or something like that, or with butter or with something. And we just have to do our best, but don't, we have to ask, does this have such and such ingredients in them, and so forth, because we have to be as vegan as we can. If we feel interconnected and we don't want to use animals at all, and we understand that there's harm when we consume the foods, even if we did not make it or if we got it for free or something like that, we have to realize that it's not doing our body temple any good. I mean, it's health-wise, it's disastrous. Energetically wise and spiritual wise, consuming these foods are not good for our mental and spiritual state, and even our physical state. So it's not at all vegan. So that's really what I wanted to mention. If you want to post anything down below, please do so. If you like this video, share it around with all your friends and family or anyone that would find it useful. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my email newsletter, and get my books to help support my work. And also, if you want to support me on a monthly basis, you can do so through PayPal directly or through Patreon now. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.